Yo, welcome back to another backtesting video. We're going to be backtesting for 45 minutes until 10 o'clock. So this video should be like exactly 45 minutes. And we're going to be testing the more of the same thing we tested the past two videos. And I know you see the title and it says support and resistance. I might change it because it's technically not support and resistance. It's technically just the low volume. It's really just the low volume node. That's really all it is the low volume node. It's not actually support and resistance, but it kind of is, if you know what I mean, because it's like that area is like supporting or it's resisting, but it's really not like the standard support and resistance. So anyway, now we're going to be doing that. So buckle up. Already right here, I want to test something, because usually this is like really short, not the biggest range. Okay, 100 points, it's not bad, but I want bigger ranges than that, like something like this, but there's no clear setup here. And this is not that much bigger, to be honest with you. We'll test it, but there has to be a low volume node. That's like the main thing. Also, I really hate this low volume profile because it's like not the same for everything. There does seem to be a little bit of a low volume. I think it works better if I zoom out. That's like the most accurate. And so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna draw from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher higher low to the most recent the wording is so confusing. And we put a box in this yellow area right there. We can go ahead and log out of that. And it looks like there really isn't a low volume node. Plus, we just swept this, but there is a 5-minute gap. And I would expect price, okay, to come and fill this 5-minute gap. It's also a 5-minute gap right here. And then possibly go higher. It's already tapped into this 5-minute gap. To be honest, I mean this low volume node, to be honest, is looking pretty good. So we're gonna do a run a little test. We were 30 point stop. We target like the high. Wait, actually, let's do this. If we did a fib tool from the bottom to the top, I would want to target right there. 40 points. Let's see if that hit. Ooh, it did not hit. Now, I don't know if that's because there wasn't really a valid... well, honestly, here's why I think it didn't hit. We just swept London high and had a V-shaped reversal, okay? And we're dumping. So we're probably going to want to go for the London low. Also, we never marked this out, but midnight opens down here, and price loves midnight open. It goes to it all the time. And yeah, so honestly, we're just kind of fighting that trend right there. And there was no low volume node, and it wasn't a big enough range. So that's why I think it did not work. So that's good to test though, because I think it's going to go all the way down now. And there we go. It came down and hit the midnight open as predicted. Let's see what happens next. Do we get a little bit of a push up, or do we keep dumping to Asia low, or we come down to this lowest 5-minute inversion right there? A little bit of a push up. But then we came down and swept. We swept it. We swept that Asia low. Now we're a little bit we're still dumping. Okay, that right there tells me it's a no trade day. That is a no trade day unless you caught the Asia and the London reversal. But I accidentally skipped 30 minutes ahead, and so we'd already missed it before the video started. You can see it on the live stream. So that is unfortunate. Next day. Wait a second. No, actually, yeah, next day. Sorry, this is the tedious part. I have to go 4 hours at a time because I'm not going to use my go-to. Because actually, I'll use it next time to see if it works. I don't think it works though. Last time I tried it, because I'm in -6, not the regular -5 that New York is in. Simply because it confuses me. Now, what do? We go for 4 hour. Let's see if we have any of these big old gaps. Okay, we do have a big old gap right here. We can go ahead and do this. And as per usual, the 4 hour isn't as strict at following it as is. Oh wait, that's actually wrong. That should be right here. As is the 5 minute, the lower time frames, the 1 minute. The 1 minute is kind of iffy too. It's really the 5 minute that likes to the 5 minute likes to respect the 5. Never mind. Anyway. With that being said, I have no idea what market's going to go. Maybe down further. We tapped in this, came down further. If we hit this inversion right there and go higher, that would be my best guess. Kind of looks like a bullish trend. I think this would count as a break of structure right here. I think. To be honest, I'm not even sure what a break of structure is. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure what classifies a break of structure. I know it looks like that though. Anyway, let's see what we got going on. Let's see, do we have any low volume nodes? That's what we're really looking for. Looking for that low volume node. None that I see. No real oh, there's a low volume node right here. Okay, let's test this. Let's test this. We have a low right here, the most recent prominent low right there, and we got a most recent high right there. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work because we're gonna see, but I think this does line up with that pool of low volume. It'll freaking show it. What is this called? Visible volume profile, visible range. Here's my volume profile settings if you want to look at them. This needs to be at the lowest number possible. Okay, 20 is terrible. You don't want that big. Delete that. Okay, there we go. We can kind of see it right there. Let's see if it... Okay. Oh, wait, hold up. This might be good. We're coming down. We saw this 4 hour. This was a 4 hour inverse fair value gap that we saw earlier. Okay, this might be good. We swept London low. This is good to note. This is good to note. Midnight opens all the way up there. Let's see if we sweep it or not. Ooh, big old pullback. Big old pullback. That could be good. That could be grounds for an entry. All the way down. Ooh, it wants it. It wants it. Ooh. Doesn't want it. It edged us once again. It's going everywhere. Here we go. Is it going to respect this little tiny line that I drew? Let's find out right now. It closed inside of it. Pause. 1 minute chart looking kind of fishy. I don't know because once again, we just had a 5 minute inverse. We had a 5 minute inverse. That's a really strong confluence going higher. And we swept London low. Okay, that's a really high confluence going higher. We did edge this midnight, this what's it called? 4 hour inverse fair value gap. So to be honest, I don't know if I would take this. I probably would not take this. In fact, it's probably going to want to go towards this 5 minute gap right there, if I was being honest with you. So this is probably not an ideal trade at all, but we will see if it pulls back. If you would have entered right on the equilibrium, 30-point stop, target. Sure, we'll target the bottom of the 1 minute fair value gap. Oh, ooh, look at that. It played out. It did, in fact, respect it. Okay. Ooh, wait a second. From now on, here's what we're doing. Because it seems to go past it a little bit. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to 5 minute. We're going to test out something real quick. We're going to test out something real quick. Okay. We're going to see if, instead of drawing just the orange, we're going to draw the top of here to the bottom of the orange. Now we have a bigger zone and I think a more accurate snipe. That's what we're going to do from now on. We're going to draw that whole big area. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I want to color these so that we can see them. This is going to be orange. Bright orange. Actually, let's make this like something super obvious. Like a with dark green. A dark green's good. 0.44, where's that? Down here. Dark green. Okay, so all this, we're doing all that from now on. And now, if we go to the 1 minute, okay, I'll be honest, it still didn't close inside of the 1 minute, but the 5 minute, I guess once you saw that it closed right there, you could have taken that trade and then targeted. Ooh, is it gonna hit this untapped? Keep saying unmitigated. I hated it when I was looking up YouTube videos and stuff a year ago, and people would say unmitigated. I hated that. I didn't know what it meant. All it means, if you don't know, is nothing has touched it. Pause. Technically, this has been mitigated because it was already tapped into, but ooh, what? Look at that. Do you see that? Gus, if you're watching this, you should test out this strategy. Low volume node, Fibonacci tool, most recent low, most recent high. That's what low volume is. You get a sniper entry on the low volume node with the fib tool. You just got to mark. Well, usually I would mark the 50%, but I have 3 levels that I've been testing out, and these two work for small continuations. And then if it's like a really large retracement, it will either come there, or it will tap this and close in here, or it will like just close in here and then come to there. It's always one of them. It always closes, but you can use like other confluences to determine which one you enter on. There's just 3 options. It's not like a million levels, but anyway, You can also use, I usually use the inside ones for take profits and the outside ones for stop losses. Anyway, this just respected our area. And let's see if the low volume node is still there. It should still be there. Anyway, that proves my point. Let's see if it fills it in all the way. TP was already hit though. Well, let's see if it does. It respected it twice. You see that? 3 times? No, not 3 times. But in fact, we just hit our full 100 point TP, and we could have only had a stop of 20. That's sauce if I've ever seen sauce right there. If I had ever seen sauce, I would say that's sauce, personally. Bang. 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 I think what I'm going to trade off based off of. Ooh, we didn't test that 3 minute. Hold on, let's put like a marker right above the candle right there. Let's go to the 3 minute. We did not have rejection on the 3 minute though. We had a rejection on the 5 minute, not the 3 minute. Let's see how. Oh, at 14 points, that's a good rejection right there. That's some good rejection. Anyway, next day we're gonna stop carrying, dabbling on. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it did it again. It went 4 hours instead of 1 hour, even though I had it on the freaking 1 hour. It's fine though. I'm not even that concerned about it, to be honest with you. My throat hurts. All right. My nose. I gotta blow my nose. Turn the mic away. Don't look. Ugh. My ears just popped. Anyway, what we are doing is we're going to be looking for a big fat low volume node just like that. The issue is here that it's already been tapped into though, and so we can't use that and think that it's a good confluence, but we'll still mark it out just in case it respects that low volume node right there. We shall see how that reacts. And also let's mark out midnight open as per usual. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh crap, I wasn't talking to the microphone. My fault. Okay, looks like we are still deciding to go to the floor. Actually, hold on, let's check the 4 hour. We never did that. We gotta get the full picture here. All right, we just closed. We just ignored this 4 hour fair inverse fair value gap right there. I know we just inversed it. What am I saying? We just inversed that. Then we might go for this low. We might go for that low right there. Let's see. Oh, and we're edging it. It's always that's what you want to see. You want to see edging happening. You do want to see the edging happening. All right, I've never tested this on the 1 minute chart, so we're gonna go ahead and test it here. Since it is back testing, this is the time to do it. Most recent low. Okay. Most recent pullback is right there. Yeah, that would be it right there, because this is the low that started the push up. Now we're going to do, we're going to mark this little area right here. Mark it out. Marking it out. Once we get a tap right there, we're entering this. I don't know if that's a work or not, because it is the 1 minute. We have not tested that on the 1 minute chart yet. So this is fully experimental. I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's see. Target the bottom of the 5 minute gap. Ooh. That low key worked. Low key. Very low key though. We would, oh, actually it never even hit the area. So actually we would have never, we would have entered in, we actually would have entered right here, and then it would have gone straight to stop loss. So actually that didn't really work. If I'm being completely honest with you, it did not work. Oh, I forgot. But we did just hit this other one right here. We did just hit our other one. What do you see? Immediate rejection. Immediate. And we got that wicking going on. It's a good trade. It's a good trade when you see the wicking. Where's my short position? 30-point stop, as per usual. Target. Bottom of the 5 minute fair value up. It's a nice little 2-hour trade. Ooh, played with our emotions there. It played with us. How far down it go? Went down 50 points and then shot all the way back up. That's okay. I think if you wouldn't play really, really safe, I mean, it clearly is working, the rejection, but you would not target. It seems to always have an initial reaction off this area. But what you wouldn't target, this is sauce. I don't know if anybody's going to see this 22 minutes in. It's going to be hidden from the entire world. You wouldn't take, I don't think you could, I don't think with this strategy you would target. Oh, and we took it this high? Wait, this is an extremely high confluence trade. Hold up. Low volume node took out the high, swept London high. Hold up. Oh, this is London high. And low volume node and 5 minute rejection. Pretty good trade. But I don't think you should target. Hold on. Did this tap the equilibrium with this 5 minute gap? Yeah. So I think you should target that. Once you see this rejection happening, I think you could just take a trade right there. Target the equilibrium. 30, that's 33. You have a 30-point stop. Bang, just like that. $30, that's really good. That's a pretty good trade if you took that 30 points. So that's good. That's acceptable. I need to test it with the 30-second time frame though, but I don't have FX Replay Pro, whatever it's called. So I am not buying it because I can do this for free and not have to pay for it. But anyway, so that's what you would go for. I think it'd be better if you just take the initial trade off after you see the rejection and just target the equilibrium of the next 5 minute gap, because sometimes it will obviously keep going higher. All right, next day. We're almost there. We're almost there. We got one viewer. One singular viewer. Oh my gosh. And it went 4 hours faster. Alright, here we go. Next day. Let's analyze this. Swept London high. And Asia high. And took out... No, we didn't take out this high. But we did tap in this 5-minute fair value gap right here. And we are, in fact, holding it. It's a pretty good confluence right there. What are we looking for? Oh, yeah, we're looking for that. We're looking for the new strategy. That's what we're doing. Testing out the new strategy. Ooh, this might be interesting. Usually, what we go for, right, would be this type of thing where it's like the low. Didn't we say it was the most recent low? Anyway, it's the low and the high. And then we expect it to come down. And the whole thing is continuation. So once it gets that break of structure and it's come back down, it usually comes back down to this 50% and then bounces higher. But does that work for inverses? Because this looks like a break of structure to me. Even though I have no idea what that is. Just kidding. Kind of. Alright. Now, we're going to see if this works on inverse. Inverse. Which is still technically making higher lows. But let's find out. Go to the 5-minute. Alright, split up below a high. Had a retrace. Retrace back down. Kind of choppy. Alright, just took out this high. Still kind of chopping around. Hold up now. Big old low volume node right here. This is the lowest low. Highest low. Bing bop boom. We do that. Low volume node. We do this. Since it is a bearish example, let's see if it holds. Oh my goodness. Yet again. It works yet again. How many points is that? 20-point retracement. Boom. Hold on. Now, this is kind of a weird trade, to be honest with you, because this is not really that valid of an entry. So maybe I should stop backtesting this specific. I should stop backtesting like this because it's not accurate of how I would actually use this strategy. Okay. This is not a good range. It's not. You want to have like a big dump, like you saw in the 4-hour. Like you want to have something like this where it's kind of chopping around, then it has a big, like, very obvious lower high, and it has no pullbacks, like major pullbacks, and you're here and it pulled back nicely. You have a clear low right here, because I think we tested this and we originally did our original idea. So if we do this, that's the area. You can see it bounces right off of that area. That's like a perfectly clean setup. That's what you want to go for. To clarify, this is 30 minutes into the video. That would be kind of crazy if someone was 30 minutes in. Anyway, so this setup that I just did was not clean, but the 4-hour example is what you want to target. Not when it's like this. You see how it's like a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. You don't want all those lows. You want to be the a Drake candle would be ideal to enter on. So with that being said, I'm skipping this day. And we're going to the next day. Hopefully there's a clean setup here. All right. That's what we just had right there. Still nothing. I mean, I don't expect a lot because it's only a couple hours in advance, but we do have actually something. We're looking for low volume nodes like this, like this. This is perfect because this is actually right above. It actually lines with our bias perfectly. It's actually really good, actually. We got this low right here, and we got the high right there. This is a lower high and a higher, a higher low and a lower high. Boom, draw the area. Again, for that, there's nobody watching, never mind. Boom, this is an ideal setup, low key though. This is as well. This is as well. I see another setup right here. Low, boom. Oh my goodness. No, that's an entry right there to me. That right there is an entry. Oh, and it's low volume. Hold up, brother. Bro, we're targeting London. We're targeting this whole thing. We are targeting that whole thing. Ooh, okay. So I guess I should have followed my plan. Also, it did what I thought it might do. It came down here and respected this lowest 5-minute gap. But look at that initial reaction though. Hold up. I think we gotta talk about that. Okay, only 10 points. So actually not that great of a reaction. In fact, I think that it might be better to take the next 5-minute gap lower after this. It might actually, oh wait, hold on. This is a lower range one. Let's see the higher range one up here. If it goes and hits it. Okay, well, guess that's a no because it skipped to the next day and they just teleported past it. I don't think that even counts as a tap. Okay, so we're not having as much luck today, but I think that's because we are trading it differently. We're going in these lower, smaller ranges like this. Which is this still hitting the? No, this is like going way past it. And yeah, not having the same luck as we were the other day. We're just fine. Completely fine. Because we just need to make sure that we are trading based off of liquidity. Really, you just need to trade out based on liquidity. So if there's an obvious 5-minute gap that it wants to go touch, go towards it. Then we need to go towards it. We'll do one more day. Still have 10 minutes left. We'll do one more day. One more day. Hold on, I'm gonna use my go-to New York session. That is not New York session. At 6 a.m. That is not New York session. Which is what I thought might happen. Perfect. All right. Ooh. This right here is an A plus setup. Look at this range. 300 points. This is a fantastic range. This is literally what you want to see. Look at this. Massive low volume node right here. I was supposed to be a star. Undo. What you want to do to that one viewer right here. This is sauce that you're not going to get anywhere else. Draw it from the low to this high right here. This little pullback. Mark. Really, you can just mark the equilibrium, but I like to be safe and mark the whole thing. Makes me feel better. We just took out, we're about to take out this low right here. Oh my goodness, another A plus setup. I don't know if you just saw that formed. But I see a low, and well, this really is an A plus setup. I'll be honest with you. This is part of the trend. This isn't reversed like we want to go for. So not an A plus setup, but I would take this trade not based on this strategy, but just based on alone that we just edged this low right here. And there's a low volume node. And there's a 5-minute gap right here that just resisted. I would probably take that. Oh, we also got a 5-minute inverse. That's a little creepy. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that person in the stream just left the view. He just left and he missed the sauce. He just missed all of it. Instant rejection. Bro, take the trade. Just take the trade, bro. It's literally an A plus setup. And then we're gonna fill the whole thing. Ooh, this is risky because we got support right here. Bro, we just target 80 points as a hit. Great way to end the day. You cannot tell me this doesn't work. When you have a clean setup like this, okay, it really works on the clean setups. The clean setups, okay? You got to look for the clean setups. None of the small stuff, okay? It needs to be a clean setup just like this. You want to have clean downward motion or clean upward motion. And look at that. Now you have to be aware that this is based over the 2. Like I said, this is based over the 2. Based on both of these combined. But the wheel equilibrium would be right there. You can see how much better of an entry you would, how it's like a safer, not a safer entry, it's more, you'll get a better entry, but it's not as good as of an entry. Like if you wait until it comes up, and because you have the little wake comes up a little higher, if you wait until it like if you're trying to get a better entry, sometimes it wakes and hits this area up here. It likes to hit that green spot. This time it did not, but sometimes it does. But that's like a good RR entry basically, and this would be a safer entry or more probable to get in the trade entry. Anyway, that's a great day, great way to end off. There's one person left. Hold on, don't leave yet. Tell me this isn't sauce. Look at that trade. Is that not the most beautiful trade you've ever seen? Top tick. If you want to know how to do it, all you have to do is buy my course. It only costs $3,000. So that's actually pretty cheap, to be honest with you. I'm just kidding. I don't have a course. Anyway, that's going to be all for this stream and this video on backtesting this. To be honest, what we learned was pretty valuable is that it works on the clean. It works on clean price action like this, where it's the clean. You can see the clean move up. It chops around a little bit. Manipulates these lows. Although it didn't manipulate this low, but it manipulated almost all of them. And then it's going to distribute higher. That's the best setups. The clean, higher low, and then a clean right here pullback, which would be a low or high. That's what it works best on. So just make sure that it's also, this range is massive. You want a bigger range as well. 350 points. You don't want, if it's like 100, it would be a little sketchy, and you'd only want to go for a really tiny trade. So just be aware of that. And as always, target the 5-minute gap. This was 80 points. That would have been crazy to enter on. You only had 7 points of drawdown. Bro, imagine if you did 10 points of drawdown, you hit a 7R trade off that. That would have been diabolical, which would have never happened. So of course we can't do the what ifs. But anyway, that's all for this video. And I think I'll trade in the morning. I might get up early. We'll see how price. Let's go here. Let's go to the, not the daily. Yo, hold up. $200 points. Let's see if this would have worked today. I promise I did not take this many trades. Well, I did take this many trades, to be honest with you. I did take that many trades. It was scaling in. It wasn't anything weird. All right, you know the drill. That would have been our entry. You entered. Let's say you entered right there. 30-point stop right there. Target the bottom of the fair value gap. Boom. Boom. 59 points. Would have worked. Would have worked today. Would have worked at 10 a.m. today. That's a realistic example right there. IRL example of today. The reason is because there's a big, obviously, CPI push up. Anyway, hold on. I'm gonna go to my prop firm statistics real quick. I'm gonna open up on different screens just so we don't leak anything. Can't be getting hacked. Don't want to sign in. Continue. All right, I don't think this is leaking anything. Here you go. Here's the statistics. All right, what we got is, here's the, currently sitting at $50,658. We have unfortunately traded this for 12 whole days, which that's pretty bad. We had a green week last week. This should have been a lot better day. We hit a, okay, this was, okay, technically it says 693, but it was like, I scaled it in, it was 2 minis. So it was like a bunch of entries. So it was like, it was a bunch of entries. All right, here's a more realistic. $1,000 loss. That's what it really was. But obviously the difference is like $200. So what else? What else do we need to look at? Win rate. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, here's what it was. You can see the value now. Scale bigger today. I was expecting to blow the account, to be honest with you. But yeah, from now on we're doing like we're doing 2 minis per trade because it's taking too long. And the little, sorry, I'm like scrolling so much. How do I go back to the calendar? So it's, there we go. The little $200 win days, $300 win days, that ain't gonna cut it. We're gonna, if we do $300 wins, $300 wins, that means we have to do 10 winning days. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. We're scaling up. We're going from 5 micros to 2 minis. And we're risking a lot more. Win rate over half. I'll take that. Profit 1.6. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good if I say so myself. Average win only $200. That ain't gonna cut it, man. That ain't gonna cut it. We're scaling up. Scaling up in here. It's 10 o'clock though. Sorry, I had to do a little doom scroll real quick. Anyway. My throat hurts because I'm talking for an hour straight. With that being said, we are ending the video right now. Peace out.